My name is Aaron Brown, and my first car was a 1986 Porsche 944.
The Porsche 944 was a burly little front-engine, rear-wheel drive sports car, the 1980s big brother to the even littler 924. The 944 had a relatively large, four-cylinder engine, 2.5 liters in its early years, good for 147 horsepower. Not the fastest car, but hey, it's a Porsche.
I kind of fell in love with the 944 after seeing one in Germany on a trip I took with one of my friends at the Nürburgring, and I was like, wow, I really like that car. I found this car on Craigslist. It was up in central Connecticut. It was in the shop. It was like sitting for a while. I don't really know the actual story of it, but it was kind of covered in like body shop dust, which probably isn't a good sign. It had these cool, possibly real BBS like basket weave wheels that were painted black, and it was like this like dark red maroon color. It just looked really fun. I decided I was gonna like get a bunch of parts and like make the car really cool, just like stiffen it up a bit, get like a chip to throw on the ECU and make it a little more peppy if possible. I decided to drive out to Pocono Raceway to help some friends who were running a Spec Miata at an SCCA weekend. I found out that in the middle of this day, when they were running like club races, they let everyone like go out on the track and take their car out and have fun with it for like 4 paced laps. And it was like the triangle, half the triangle with an infield at Pocono. It wasn't anything crazy, but if you know like that course setup there, you go out on the triangle, and then when you're coming back into the infield, there's like a big braking zone. And I don't know what happened. It's possible maybe I over-revved the motor on a downshift. That's the running theory. But nothing happened. Like I pulled back in, the car seemed fine. I turned it off. Then I went back to the car. I went for like a drive like a couple miles outside the track, and the car's like barely accelerating. It's like really, really struggling. And I had a friend with me. I turned it on. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. A minute after I said that, I just hear poof, and there's white smoke coming out of the vents, and it's bad. I coasted the car right off this little Pennsylvania 2-lane road, and I see a trail of oil that follows the car for like a quarter mile from where the boom went off, and I find metal shards from my block in the road. So I blew the motor, which is one thing, and then shortly after realizing that I blew the motor, I decided with my friend Matthias that we were going to try and swap the motor that same day, that same weekend at Pocono. I found a motor on Craigslist. We went out and tried to buy it. Basically bought it from nobody. I left money under a rock and found the motor laying in the middle of the woods. Drove back to the track at like 2 a.m. Tried to pull the motor with the car on jack stands in the middle of a garage that I didn't rent. They weren't happy about that. It was right at the track. Poured fluids everywhere. We could barely get the motor out. By the time we did actually get the motor from under the car, it was the end of the race weekend. I had to get home. They made me get the car towed and clean up the whole like garage area that I had made a storm of. And that was effectively the end of my 944. After all of these experiences, I would, and I have, bought another 944. I had a second 944 like 2 cars later. It was an 87 also, which did me well. I didn't wreck it. I didn't blow the motor. I rallycrossed that one. I autocrossed it. I had a lot of fun driving time. The cars aren't bad. They're a lot of fun, and I totally recommend them for any youth who wants to get into fun 80s cars. Things on them can be expensive, especially if you don't do the labor yourself. It's just such a cool car to have. I'd love a turbo. That's what I want, but I need to find a cheap one.